show your belly.
Man, I went to Olive Garden and ate good. I'll tell them, man.
Man, I had some Stouffer's frozen lasagna, and it's the like if you get frozen lasagna, you can only get Stouffer's. Stouffer's frozen lasagna is great.
I do remember them being the brand for that. Yeah.
I mean, you can get the family size for like $12, and that's worth 2 meals at least, if not 4. 2 for a fat guy, 4 for everybody else.
I don't know, try to eat too much in one sitting, but yeah. I think let's talk about the bad game and stuff. We're trying to filibuster. I feel like we're just avoiding
the
collapse
we
of Western gaming.
A couple of minutes early is why I was.
I know. I'm just going I know, but every time I think about, you remember that rant I had. Western gaming makes me sad now. Actually, physically sad.
I mean, Sony is the second largest company in Japan now, I think.
Yeah, but Sony California
is dying.
What was that other company we found out was in California? It was like really
NVIDIA. All the same NVIDIA.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that. We've got. I can't believe I actually said NVIDIA's Western gaming is the same problem. We were like, I don't think they're in California. Why you always got to be right? Look it up. Big Cali, where companies go to die in a fire. I don't care. I don't care if it's too soon. I don't care. Want to burn your company down? Cali's got your back. Literally and figuratively. Figuratively
man.
Being the figures, the profits.
That is painful there, man. I can't believe you went there.
Don't worry. I hear they're going to get a new governor. She'll fix it. We're canceled. We're on the YouTube just turns us off.
We interrupt this program to say
we don't agree with anything that mofo said.
California see, youngins, they don't even remember the multicolored stripes showing up on the TV, and
they can't do that anymore.
Wasn't the right colors, I guess.
Hey, you're a white guy. You can never say not the right colors. Somebody will find a way to be offended.
Be offended.
Oh, man. Gaming sucks. It's just like, even though I'm enjoying Monster Hunter Wilds, the fact that's peak gaming. Let me see. That includes everybody. That's the most inclusive. Look at that.
You remember when that used to pop up on your TV, man?
Yeah, look at that. Like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And you'd be like, where's my TV? Oh, yeah, that one was always fun. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But before that, you got the national anthem.
Yeah. That's right. They used to do that at night, too. Yeah, when they turned off the channel.
And that's when you had to go over and watch Doctor Who.
Yeah, switch over to the
British.
the PBS.
PBS.
Public Broadcasting.
You can watch some Doctor Who and some
Red Dwarf and Blake Seven.
Benny Hill.
Blake Seven. The Prisoner.
I watched, I got introduced to a lot. Hogan's Heroes, man. I got introduced to a lot of old shows through my insomnia. But I got introduced to the Second Doctor. It's too bad they never had any after that, man. Weird how that just stopped at the Second Doctor, right?
The Second Doctor.
I forgot you're a Tennant fan. I don't know, man.
No, I'm a Fourth Doctor fan. Tom Baker.
Oh, that works. You're right, Fourth Doctor. I'm getting old. Fourth Doctor. Yeah. Because there was a time I would have went to Tennant, but then last time I heard him open his mouth on something, I just said, well, I'm done with that.
Tennant, he was a good doctor. I'm not going to say he wasn't a good doctor.
I liked him as the purple guy, but then it was
yeah, I get you. Let's get started.
Then it was Morbin time.
Yeah. Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
a very dejected Q.
And let's get started.
I'm sad. I got something to play, but I'm just sad that that's all I have, and it took all of this to get to it.
I got plenty to play. I'm still trying to get through my Titan expedition on No Man's Sky. I haven't finished Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 yet. And now I've got Monster Hunter. So I mean I've got 3 different things going on right now.
I'm hunting my butt off, man. I've
I know.
40, 50 monster kills.
I'm like, by the time we get to play together, you're going to be so far ahead of me in quality of gear that
it doesn't take long. It's not a long. They're not wrong. It's not long. Like, it's not long to get there. There's most gun weapons only have 2 tiers unlocked, and I'm not on the second tier.
Because you have no will to wait on anybody or try to.
Last time I waited on you, I waited like 2 weeks. Like, you freaking game came out, and you were like, man, maybe next week, maybe the week after that. And I'm like,
dude, that was a Remnant 2 expansion you're talking about, and I was busy.
Each one of them. There were 3, sucker. Like 3 expansions. I'm just like.
The second one is the one I made you wait on.
The longest.
The third one, we kept going between it and something else because I think we were trying to get Bloodaxe to play something.
Yeah, we were trying to get Bloodaxe.
And then we ended up both running into things to stop us from getting back onto the third one.
I mean, it's release weekend.
But I know, I
you
get
didn't turn it on until last night. No way, you had some. Oh, yeah. California.
Yeah.
You had a reason.
All right. So Monster Hunter Wilds, man, I was going to try to outpace you actually at first because I was like, man, I can.
You would have outpaced me.
You have your game on
Saturday. Yeah.
And then of course other stuff happened even more so to
left me even more
behind. But then NVIDIA. So as I install Monster Hunter. Now, I've got a 480 Super NVIDIA card, and it comes up, and one of the things it says is, be sure to be on the latest driver. And, I was like, yeah, you know what? I probably need to update my driver.
It even had Monster Hunter Wilds mentioned on it, like this update.
So I go to the NVIDIA app, and I pull up, and it's like, yeah, here's the new driver. Yeah, it's optimized for Monster Hunter. And I was like, sweet. Install. And I had food coming, and they had knocked on my door. I turned around to grab my food. I look, and my computer screen's black. And normally whenever you do it, it'll flash a couple of times, and maybe pop up a thing to go, yeah, continue. And I was like, okay, I must have caught it. When I looked back, I must have caught it right as it was blinking. And I sit down, and it's still black. And then eventually my monitors start going off, going, hey, no source. And I'm like, what? So then I'm like, okay, Windows 11 is not so easy to get into safe mode anymore. It's finicky, it's annoying, but I kept going through the little menu, reboot, finally safe mode. Well, then when I get into safe mode, didn't like my PIN. And it wouldn't let me use my password. It wanted my PIN. And it's like, oh, well, you have to be online to reset your PIN. But safe mode to turn off my internet. So finally, I just took the case off, unplugged the video card, plugged it into the onboard video card that's built in through the AMD, because we've got the AMD 9800 X3D that has built-in video. Booted using that video, uninstalled the NVIDIA drivers, replugged everything back into my NVIDIA card.
At this point, I'm over. I didn't come over because I got a little bad news. I was going to come hang out. And I'm watching this.
Rebooted. Everything booted up again. So I re-downloaded because I was like, well, maybe it was just a bad install. I got a hiccup. I'll do a clean install of the NVIDIA drivers and everything. Do the clean install. It gets to the point where we normally do the flash of the screen. Everything goes black, and it locks me out of my system again.
And I'm just sitting there like, oh.
Yeah.
This tea is really good. I'm just like,
So then I went online and saw where people were talking about, hey, this last update blacked out my card. And I was like, well, what's the fix? Well, apparently the last update had broken all the 5000. The new 5000 series has had a black screen issue. And so trying to find a fix for my issue is impossible because it's only talking about the newest in the 5000 series that's blacking out. And so I finally just had to go through, unplug everything again, get back into the system through the old one, and go back a driver version, manually install an older driver for NVIDIA so I can play the game. The game plays fine, even though I'm not using the driver that's optimized for it. I would love to see how it would play with the optimized drivers.
Really nice. Plays great, man.
You're probably further behind on your driver updates than I am.
Apparently that's the right thing to do.
So you're not playing with optimized drivers either.
I think they're very optimized. My computer doesn't turn off. No, then tell them about sleep mode.
Yeah, so now I have this weird issue where if my computer goes to sleep, I have to unplug one of my monitors to sort of get it to wake up because it's still not acting right, even though I'm back to the driver that was working originally. So I don't know. I hate it, NVIDIA drivers right now.
And the funniest part
they need
about
to fix
this
my shit.
Is the reason you keep hearing me saying California knows how to party is because I'd already been on a rant about Western gaming and quality, and then I said, man, see, this is why we're going to get pushed out of all the businesses, the tech and gaming and everything. I said, it's Western. And he said, I don't think NVIDIA is Western. And then it turns out NVIDIA is California.
Well, I mean, the other problem is we were talking about, companies dominating the market. And once they dominate the market, they don't care anymore. And as a lot of you may already know, AMD and Intel, which is NVIDIA's competitors, have pretty much dropped out of the high-end market. They just want the mid-range market. So,
and apparently they did that you told me this year.
Yeah, well, it was 2024, 2025 era when all this started going on. So they hadn't even made it a full year since this has happened, and now they're fucking with my gaming.
Like, immediately they're like, oh, we ain't got to care no more. Yeah. They're like, immediately. Because when he looked up about what they're going to do about it, they said, we'll probably have it fixed in about a week. And I'm like, a week? This is the launch weekend.
Yeah.
Plus, this isn't a simple issue of your game looks ugly.
Well, and that was
you can't use your computer.
There was also one random comment I found that said a week or so, which probably means, they release 2 drivers a month, which means the next driver is usually released around the 10th of the month. So, yeah, they're just saying next driver should fix it.
But if you work on your computer, this is an actual break your computer until it's fixed issue. Like, you can't use a computer if you can't see.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I work on computers and do all this. Average person probably would not know to be able to pull the case open, pull the power supply from the, move the video to the video through the motherboard, and then boot to get around all this crap.
I'd have been on a psycho rant. He'd have to calm me down. I'd have been like, I'm going to kill NVIDIA. I'd have been threatening lives, man. I'm going to burn down the rest of California.
Oh, yeah. Dude, this dude was threatening to burn down Microsoft when that last Windows update screwed up his network card.
Oh, I was mad. I was planning crimes. I was like, oh, Microsoft going to bleed for this. I can imagine if it just went boop. And I'm like, what? I just bought this. Because we had just bought it. I mean, I'm going to finish paying it off right now. You know how pissed off I'd be to make the final payment on my computer and then it stops working right then? That's some Apple iPod bull crap. I told you every iPod I ever owned stopped working as soon as the dang warranty ran out.
Yeah.
I mean, almost down to the day. I mean, that's why I don't F with Apple. But, like, oh, man, he was somehow chill, but I think it was just because I was having a worse day. So I think he was just like, my boy's having a really bad day.
I literally was about to call you to yell and scream and complain.
And I dropped the bomb.
And then I heard your voice on the other side of the line, and I was like, oh, crap, something happened. So,
yeah.
And I will say, it took my mind off of my issues.
But then my OCD kicked in because I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the black screen. I said, Dude, just try to fix it. I know you're thinking it, and I'm thinking it. We're both sitting here looking at the computer going.
Well, and that's probably the one plus side. Is at that point it took both of our minds off of your issue for a little bit.
Then we were looking and talking about NVIDIA like a dog and making even more. You think when you heard me say here, no, really bad, inappropriate California jokes were popping off then.
Speaking of companies like a dog, man, 80... Ubisoft is giving away games on Steam basically right now, man. Ubisoft, which obviously we know Ubisoft has been in a pain spot for a while.
Dude, it's every game except Assassin's Creed Shadows because it ain't out yet. It looks like every Ubisoft game.
It's not
out. Well, I mean, technically you can get it. Well, I know some of them want as much as $100 for a copy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Now, the 5-figure discount is particularly good. We'll talk about that in a minute. But like we were looking at it, we were just stunned at like how few games are only 50% off. This is a rare case where they say up to 80%, and 80% is very close to the average. It is actually close to the average.
Last week we were joking about them adding Far Cry New Dawn to Game Pass, and now you can see why. 90% off.
I'm probably still not selling. That game was so bad.
90% off. $3.99. That's what the value you got for them adding that to the Microsoft Xbox Game Pass.
The Game Pass actually costs more than the game. Yeah. You lost money if you got it for Far Cry New Dawn.
Oh.
But no, we were just stunned because this is possibly the worst health check I've ever seen. Because we've literally seen game companies going out of business and they don't do $1 sale for their game. They don't go and do like everything goes for $1. A clearance sale is alarming because I've just never seen that before. I've never
You can get all the different Prince of Persias for $1.99.
Yeah, the only one that ain't got a thing is already under $10. Yeah. Because the things that are 50% are because they're already really low.
Well, I mean, all of these are all $9.99, $9.99.
Okay. But like I said, it's just wild to sell almost the whole... I mean, all the other Assassin's Creeds are on sale that I saw. Like Valhalla, Origins, Odyssey, and I think the lowest was 80 on Assassin's Creed series.
Watch Dogs 2, they didn't put it on sale.
And that was one of their better games.
Watch Dogs was really good. Honestly, $4.99 if you haven't played Watch Dogs, that's worth it. Other than that,
but like it's just wild to see like almost the whole farm, like the vast majority of the farm being sold at pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't just going, screw Ubisoft because I'm sorry, I took Assassin's Creed Shadows a little personal. I would probably go pick up a few games, but being that I remember, I've told the story before, so the short version is, I grew up very curious about Yasuke. Like I first saw him in a very old game about samurais, and I looked him up. I found his story interesting. And then just to see it bastardized as, somebody who actually went like, oh, there's this black guy in Japan. He knew Oda Nobunaga. That's impressive. I mean, like, and he actually liked you. Okay, that's cool. Interesting story. But, then you just see this weird stuff, and then they now want to make him pansexual or whatever, too. And I'm just like, just leave us alone, man. Just like you get disgusted. Like, I know so many brothers I talk to that just like, I really wish whoever these people are that think they're helping would just leave us the flip alone and stop. It's annoying. It's embarrassing. It's just leave us out of your crowd. Okay? Just find another group to help. Jeez, I wish we weren't the charity case for friggin' wokeness. Because it's getting embarrassing. Look what we got for a doctor. Still pissed about that. I get mad every time I look at that. Remember all the other people they listed? We found a site that listed other potential doctors. Man, that list was filled with some bad brothers, good actors. And what we get? They went and found some dude, didn't know who the heck he was. Well, I mean, doing it crying all the dang time.
It is weird how video games and media, and TV do this because, I mean, you go to other countries and, black males have always been sort of thought of as super masculine. I mean, you go to Korea, they know black people by sports, big, strong men, And so you actually have for black men have a pretty good reputation as being strong.
Not to be messed with, yeah.
Not to be messed with. Now, it goes a little too far sometimes because of the rap music and stuff sort of gives it a more villainous name at
Asians
times.
don't do a great job of portraying us, but you know what? They do better. I'd rather a Toriyama black character than what these suckers are doing these days.
It's like Hollywood decided to overcompensate and said, okay, what do you think? What is the image of black Americans across the world? Let's do the exact opposite of that and put that in.
Dude, Tomb Raider, black gay guy. You know, like I ain't seen a straight guy properly in a show in a while, except for that one we saw. That was a good one. But see, I got that from the barbershop.
Yeah.
You know that. What's the name of that show, man?
I can't think.
God dog, man, is the detective. It's a good show. But you know, it's like, but then we making it. You know, you looking at it, you can tell it's black produced. But man, I don't know what they think of us. They are just, whew, it's bad. But it's a little, but sorry, we're getting off track. But the point is, yes, it's actually a little personal. This is a character I took an interest in as a child. I looked him up. I know his story. I know what they said about him before people started rewriting it. And that's why I keep saying they're lying. They rewrote it. I know because I looked it up before the little dude wrote the book and started altering the wiki. And I'm like, yeah, this is the information that was available on him. I went to the library. I looked it up, man. I'm checking out books. Yeah, I know y'all don't know what I'm talking about, but they used to go to the library and check out books on a topic. And then I asked Jeeves. I don't think
our general audience is that young, man. I mean, I think.
Oh, then y'all know what I'm talking about. And then when I asked Jeeves, look, a lot of them don't. You know what? The young folks don't know about that. They think it's all Google. I'm like, it used to be Ask Jeeves, and I looked them up on Ask Jeeves when it came out. I've researched them several times, and I'm like, I know what was available. It's the only reason, man, for my childhood friend. The only reason I fell out a little bit when he tried to kind of go like, man, you know what he said? I'm like, Negro, we looked this up when we was in high school. We know Yasuke. We looked him up because we played the game and said, who's that guy? Why is there a black guy in this samurai game? You know, we looked him up. And they changed the story, okay? They changed the story. That's the truth. Yeah. So I took it kind of personal. They changed the story because we can't have nothing. We can't have nothing. And they changed it and made him, man, cause at least back then they did say he was a big, strong guy. Now it's like, he's a big guy, but, you know, his feelings and trying to be Japanese and crap.
But I just feel like a lot of it seems like they're just trying so hard not to be racist that they go
racist.
Yeah.
I mean, trying to go against a stereotype, but you just create a more negative image isn't an improvement.
Or you just go to the exact opposite of the stereotype. Look, I'm sorry. Stereotypes are there for a reason. Look, They tend to be built up on some.
I mean, look at my reaction, man. I'm not like I'm out of that phase. I'm settled down from my younger years. I'm a dad. I got an office job, so no, I'm not the hardest core thug. You know what I'm saying? All that, and even I looked at the Doctor Who and said, "What the fuck is that?" You know, like that was my immediate reaction. I'm like, "Whoa, what is this?" It's too far. It's the opposite of what we wanted and what we would want. And that's why it didn't work. The same thing Jodie Whittaker said. We're not going to cover it so we can mention it quietly. Mm-hmm. Jodie Whittaker recently had interviews. She said, I wasn't a role model to young boys. They would not accept me as a role model. And I'm like, you're a woman. Well, Nakuti wasn't anybody a role model either. My son was like, who the heck is that? I was like, hey, man, they got a new black Doctor Who. He looked up and said, who the heck is that?
Well, here's the thing.
And I was like, I don't know either.
Nakuti is a role model. He is a role model for young black gay men, but that's just not a big audience.
But Idris Elba can be a role model to all boys because he's just a cool dude and he happens to be black and happens to be straight. Stop making the story black gay guy. And then and he didn't have any other traits, man.
I mean,
he didn't have any other traits.
In Doctor Who, Naguti isn't even really a role model for that. He was a role model for a young black gay man in that other show.
A sex education.
So, but when it comes to Doctor Who, he's just a clown, dude.
There are some awesome gay characters out there that are strong, honest, like take care of business, effective, or intelligent, savvy. But, like, he had none of that. He was the least competent doctor. He spent most of his time crying. Literally, in that episode where they were trying to help the woman through the influencer screen, him and the other woman get to arguing over some hot dude. I'm like, you're trying to save this person's life, man. What kind of role model is that? He's not a good role model to young gay men. He's not particularly impressive, accomplished. Elton John. What's the actor? The one that played Gandalf. He's freaking amazing. Sir. Oh, God, I'm getting old. But like, that dude is amazing. He's an amazing actor. Give me his name.
Ian McKellen.
Sir Ian McKellen. Elton John. I love Elton John's songs from The Lion King, man. And, dude, his song on Gorillaz, the Pink Cat, is it called Pink Ghost? Yeah, is amazing. Play it all the time. Like, go look at somebody successful who has a career and knows what they're doing. Like, if you're going to be a positive role model, be positive. I cannot name any positive traits about the character. He literally was the softest, weakest, least effective. He kept stepping on crap. His main trait was he didn't look down and he kept stepping on traps all the dang time. He gets captured. By the way, why the black guy keep getting captured? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no positive to this character. And I'm not knocking the cootie because that ain't him now. I'll say that. That ain't him. That's that bastard who wrote it. Right. You know, that gave him all these ridiculously bad traits that I'm like, dude, man, Jodie would kick the cootie's butt as a doctor. Like, she was tougher than him.
Well, not
Cootie was a loser.
Yeah, like I said, I had several friends who were into the sex education show. I wasn't the thing, but I watched it because it was a talking topic with them. And I mean, I watched the first season, and I will say, and also I knew he was going to be the, next doctor. So, and I was like, okay, this dude, he's a good actor.
I've heard that. Yeah.
He went through all the ranges of emotion. He, his character was a good role model because he was a loyal friend. His friend was a straight white dude that but they got along. They knew each other's differences. But
respectful.
Yeah, respectful.
Yet as a doctor, literally, he kept telling her, "I don't help people. I'm not a hero. I don't help people. I'm not really that interested in helping people." And I'm just like, why are you the villainous doctor? Why are you the doctor who just sorry? Sorry. Like, any of the other doctors would have went looking for the home dude that got lost. It would have been like a romance episode.
I'm just coughing all this up to bad writing for Doctor Who. We've seen it. Honestly, it started back with Matt as the Doctor, and it's just been it has been going worse and worse as we went along. So
and we got off. The main point is that we're getting terrible representation. Anthony Mackie is our captain, Black Captain America, and I'd rather it had been Killmonger. I'd rather Killmonger had got the shield.
They got a good black actor in, with the leader of
Black Panther.
Not Black Panther. Patch.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson. He's the leader of.
Well, until they did the freaking.
Well, that's what I was going to get to but then at the end they eventually had to try to humiliate him, and I can't believe he was on. I think they did some fancy editing to get that because.
I don't know how he was on board for that. But that's the same thing. The only thing I can possibly give the cootie trouble for is that. Man, have some dignity. When somebody tell you, we're going to need you to cry like a little hoe on the camera in front of people, you got to be like, all right, the doctor don't cry, right? Why you want me to do that? Sometimes you got to stand up for yourself, man, and go, I'm not going to be the first black gay doctor and the one that's wearing a dress and crying. Y'all didn't even make the female doctor wear a dress. Why the heck I'm in the skirt crying all the dang time? Dignity. Because he doesn't even realize that he was mistreated, that they made him a gay stereotype, a negative gay stereotype. They really did. Oh, he the one that cry all the time. He got flirt with every man, every time an attractive dude. Not every gay guy is just like a weird horn dog, man. I know several of them. They don't act like that. Well, like nobody I know acts that way.
I mean, with David Tennant, when the writing was still relatively good, I mean, we had David Tennant, kiss a dude
Yeah.
in an episode. You had, I'm horrible with names right now. But anyway, you had that character then, have a spinoff, and everybody loved them, And
but Flynn, because in the chat he said it was businesses. But here's the thing: they can't fire you though. You the first, but what they gonna do? If you refuse to cry, what they gonna do? They gonna fire the first black gay doctor. He had them by the balls. They can't back down once they started that.
But yeah, Captain Jack.
Jack is a well done character, and I became a fan of that guy when we went to that con and saw him talk.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Of course, he's banned from BBC now, basically, because he was too reasonable for him.
But like Jack Sparrow is a well done gay character. Like, no, he also was heroic, brave, flirtatious, but not just ridiculous about it. He was an interesting character. I think he was played particularly to be pansexual, and he was a well done character.
Yeah, no, he was.
It's what happens when you put some effort in.
But yeah, he was flirtatious in a Bond type of way. I mean, he actually.
Well, you had to fire people for anything now. Things have changed, man. It's kind of a different America. A lot of people getting fired. But no, back then they wouldn't, because you can't switch out your doctor mid-season. You can't. So, he could have said, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't want to do that. That seems weird. Why would I be exclusively the one to behave?
Well, I mean, like we mentioned, Jenna Ortega was one that, stood up. I mean, probably not a good example of not getting fired, but, Henry Cavill with... But he made some good seasons before he got fired.
True. Well, like example, let's say it was Idris Elba or someone else, Michael B. Jordan, I don't know. Somebody got picked up to play the doctor, a different black doctor. If they asked him to rap an episode, he should say, "Go fuck yourself." That should be his reply. We want you to rap at the end.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of my face.
If they want you to ride in on a tank with sonic shades and a guitar, you should probably go tell them to go fuck themselves.
I don't know what culture that's. I don't know. That's not a stereotype. Though. I don't know what that was. I think they got away with that because they were like, tell us who we're offended. And he's like, sensible people is about it. But yeah, because they do that. Sometimes they'll ask the black actors when they play a character, we want you to rap. They'd ask Sam Wilson to rap, do a Captain America rap. He should have punched him in the back. He should have went right in the mouth. No, you do need to have some standards and not allow yourself to be played like that. Because guess what? That's out there now.
Well, and that's why I say
it's out there forever.
That's why I say that demeaning scene on Samuel L. Jackson couldn't have been him knowingly doing it. Because
looks like it's a cut.
Because he's actually talked about. What's the guy with the toe fetish?
Tarantino.
Yeah, Tarantino. He talked about Tarantino. It's like, nah, because people were calling Tarantino racist, and he's like, racist? Have you seen me in the Tarantino movie acting like acting a clown, doing something stupid? No. He's like, I got the best roles in Tarantino's. How is that?
He literally was not the idiot of that duo. It was Travolta.
Yeah.
Travolta was the numbskull. Samuel Jackson was the one with some brains.
Well, and he's been in several Tarantino movies, and he's always had, a very respectable role.
Yeah.
And I think if Tarantino would have told him to rap, he probably would have got bitch slapped.
Tarantino would be like, man, I don't know what I've been drinking today. A little too much cocaine. My bad, Sam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he literally got played as a weak, effeminate character.
Yeah.
Cootie got played, and I get it. Like Flint says, it's a bit of decision. I'm just saying, I would have respected him more if he didn't.
Yeah.
I would have, especially if he admitted it. If he did get fired and he told his story, I'd be championing his cause, man. Tell him I would. I'd be the main one talking about, man, they know they're wrong for firing him because he didn't want to be portrayed in a humiliating way. Yeah, the key is role, not stereotype. It's like, that's why. And then going back, let's get back onto this, is that I wish they'd stop. And Ubisoft hurt themselves. That's why they're making the sale. They're making the sale because they burnt their brand in the ground. Yeah. They're desperate, and Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to bomb. I mean,
and speaking of Shadows,
I was going to say, I don't even know how well it's doing for free.
Physical copies of Assassin's Creed Shadows leaked nearly a month ahead of its release. This happened. A lot of Twitch streams on it. A lot of cease and desist.
Somebody stole a bunch of physical copies that for some reason work. Like they don't have a key required or you to online activate it, so people were able to play the game.
Yeah. So.
And we're mainly covering this just to go, man, Ubisoft can't win. Ubisoft just can't. Ubisoft is having, like, they're meant to end as a company. It started with Shadows, and it's ending in a ditch because now somebody stole your games.
Speaking of bad news for games, 4 months after launch, Dragon Age Veilguard will be the free game for PlayStation's March lineup.
Well, they had to. Nobody would even steal that game. They could have left that game out on the street, and people would walk by the bus stop, look at it, put it back down, and keep walking. Yes, they're giving it away, which is ridiculous. I mean, well, it lets you know how bad it did. Because, I mean... might have been tester. Yep, I said that too. There might have been the copies they were planning to send out for early reviews. But like your game's got to be bad because here's the problem: there's no monetization on Dragon Age Veilguard. They didn't do DLC. They don't have cosmetics I know of, so they can't get any money out of this. This will not make any money. So this game is so dead. They're giving it away, and they're just giving it away. It's definitely not going to sell subscriptions. I mean, it didn't even sell copies.
Yeah.
So, quite literally, they're just tossing the game in there the way Xbox tosses in bad indie games on Game Pass. Just any crap they can find. And they're tossing it out there for free. And what's funny, already everybody's going, man, we ain't playing this crap. Like, and then it caused a big stink because they can't give it away in certain countries because it's banned because, as you know, several countries in the Middle Eastern area don't allow games that have pan and homosexuality in them. So they had to come up with a different game to give those people. But that means they're not giving that game to the people who are in those countries. And I'd rather play the game they're giving them than Veilguard because it's a Warhammer game. It's supposed to be one of the bad Warhammer games, but I'm like, I had to choose between playing Veilguard and the worst Warhammer game ever put out. Let's go. Give me a troll. Give me a troll hunter, troll slayer dwarf, and I'll go off to battle. An honorable death in battle. You know, I mean, that's just the truth. Like, because that also creates a problem because, yeah, like now different countries are getting different games, and there could be a debate, which there currently is, about who's getting screwed. You know, the people on this side of the fence are saying, oh, man, that game's not a good replacement for a game as great as Veilguard. That sucks for them. The people over here on this side of the fence, especially those countries, go, what the hell's a Veilguard? And don't even know or care because game's not legal in a country. They don't even know what it is. So it's people who are on the other side of the fence complaining for the people who aren't getting the game that they probably don't want because the reason the game's not there is because it's against their freaking religion. So I don't think they're going to miss it. It's just a hot mess. But Veilguard is just going to keep causing suffering as long as it can. Like, Veilguard's going for maximum suffering. It's like we will not go quietly into the night. Just like the Concord arguments popped up a few more times of people going like, Concord shouldn't have got canceled. And I'm like, you guys are really beating a dead horse because that is gone, buried, and already decomposed. But, well, as this next topic is, not acknowledging the loss is kind of a problem.
Well, they did acknowledge the loss here, though. I mean,
WB did, not the dead.
Yeah. WB cancels Wonder Woman game, closes Shadow of Mordor studio Monolith, yet keeps Rocksteady open as game division continues to reel from Sweet Baby Inc. failure. This is a reference to Suicide Squad, which supposedly milked Warner Brothers for $200 million.
Wow. That's the game that didn't even finish out its season.
Yeah. So, but Sweet Baby Inc. was involved in Wonder Woman, and they decided to just go ahead and cut that loss before it got finished. So,
And the side story is that the dev on social media was threatening people, saying that she would personally come after them if they said anything about the studio being canceled or saying it was because of woke or any of that. And, of course, that kind of insanity doesn't make you look good when you're like, don't you say nothing about the cancel or I will personally, like, threatening actual people, which I had to resist the temptation to say something then because I'm like, you know me, I was like, challenge accepted, but I was like, all right, man, I need to stay out of trouble. I don't need to be beating up some fat, purple-haired chick on the side of the road. That's just going to get me in trouble. But I don't like the threatening, you know? I don't like the threatening, man. I don't like it. Like, what are you threatening people for? It's like, you know, you got canceled by WB. You can't even blame gamers. WB canceled you. We didn't even have a chance to say anything about it. I didn't know the game was coming out. I didn't know about the game. Did you? I didn't know there was a Wonder Woman game.
I will say, they claimed that the Nemesis system that is from the Middle-earth games was set to bring that same dynamic storytelling to the DC universe. I don't know if the Nemesis system would be really that great in the DC universe. Now, I do think the Nemesis system could be great in a lot of things.
I've seen the all-female dev team for that game. It was not going to do any of
that. But then other people have said that Wonder Woman was like at the equivalent of God of War or something. I think somewhere we saw.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
This game wasn't going to be that. They also said Suicide Squad was going to be a lot of things, and the only thing it was a suicide. And apparently it killed other studios. Like, you know that's bad when you cause such a massive loss that you're closing other game studios in the wake of your failure. And then they got the nerve to get mad at us. I'm like, get mad at Suicide Squad. Get mad at WB.
Now Warner Brothers still owns the Nemesis system until 2035, even after Monolith's shut down. So, I mean, my theory or my cost would be to actually go and try to license out the Nemesis systems to some other game studios. And I think, because I do believe that the Nemesis system could have a lot of good potential. But I don't think Warner Brothers is in the game industry in a good way anymore. I think they're tapped. I think if they could license that out though and make some money off the license without taking any risk, would be the best thing for them. Now I am curious. I know there was supposed to be a Hogwarts Legacy 2 coming out eventually. I'm assuming that's probably canceled now. I don't know. It says, let's see, Warner Brothers is merging the team with Avalanche Software, the developers. So maybe the Hogwarts Legacy will get some more. But I mean, you're merging the team was that the team that was contaminated though? I mean, do you want them in there with Hogwarts? It's one of those.
They're talking about merging a team from Wonder Woman?
Well, that's just from Monolith.
Hope it ain't the Wonder Woman team.
Who was doing Wonder Woman game? Was it Monolith that was doing the Wonder Woman game, or they just cancel that game and cancel a studio?
I don't know, because like I said, I didn't even know it was coming out. I know it was that it correlated to Suicide Squad in some way, which is why I have no expectation for it. Also, like I thought when I did find out about it that it was like those people, some of the people from Suicide Squad, but I'm not sure. I don't know enough about it because it was not anticipated and no one cared, and then it died. You know, like it died really fast.
Warner Studio canceled on the Warner game and shut down developer. Let's see.
Wait, not Monolith. Who the heck? I don't know. Maybe it was just Warner Brothers. But there it says Monolith down there, but it may have just been mentioning it. You know what? That says a lot when you don't even really know who's making it. Yeah, I mean, I would have been curious if it was being made by someone else. Like, if it was being made by the people who made God of War, I'd be quite interested in that. That would be good.
Well, if it was being made by the same people that made Mordor, I could see that. But, I mean, they brought in this special team, basically, and they got all these consultants, and they've already had experience of dealing with these consultants being bad for business. So they went ahead and canceled it.
Well, I mean, when you flip out on social media after that, they're not professional. They made the right call. You ever want to know if you make the right call? is when you cut a project and the reaction is just an absolute loss of all professionalism and decorum. That lets you know you were dealing with ego maniacs and psychos, so your best action was getting rid of them. I know I normally say I hate to see people fired, but I'm like, not when they act like that. When I see that, I go, you make the right move. Because nobody wants a psychopath at their company. Nobody wants an egomaniac. And you are an egomaniac if you think you should act like
this
that.
Says, yes, Wonder Woman was developed at Monolith Studios. So it was the Middle-earth studio that was developing it. But yeah.
What's that, man? Unprofessional made me not regret a thing. I'm sick of it. I've just finally reached that point that, while I say I hate to see people lose their job, some people deserve it. It's just become, I've now had to accept that.
I don't know. Now I'm somewhat curious, though. What would the Monolith system look like in a superhero world?
We weren't going to get a good version of it. Not what we had, though. That's the problem.
I know. It's annoying, though. It's annoying that it's like, honestly, it could have been really interesting. Because, I mean, if the way the Monolith system works, you take all these different superhero abilities that you know, and then you're going to get weird combinations coming out of the Monolith system. It would be interesting to see what kind of combinations work, what don't, and the way you can sort of manipulate it by getting new combinations coming through. I don't know, man. It could have been awesome.
There was a time that we were extremely.
It could have been really good.
Optimistic about Redfall.
I know, dude. I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
No. I'm not trying to knock it. I'm just saying where I'm at. My exhaustion. I believe that they could have made Redfall a good game. I believe we kept checking on it because we thought it had potential. But when the people lack the vision, the talent, the decorum, the drive, the caring about games at all, they'll take the greatest system, the greatest IP. I mean, Suicide Squad, dude, should have been an interesting game.
It's
conceptually.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing that we have here is it's the brain set of the studios. Like you said, we keep seeing developers. They get onto social media. They obviously don't like gamers. And it used to be developers wanted to please the gamers. They're trying to come up with whatever they can do. It's why they put in, funny moments. It's why they put in, secrets, to give players something to do. It was, people used to want to see the satisfaction. I mean, we saw that with Kingdom Come Deliverance. We saw the developers when they were releasing the preview, they were like, oh, man, we hope people like it. We really want this game to be enjoyed by others. They weren't trying to go. None of them said, I hope they get our message. These fuckers probably won't understand what we were doing, and stuff like that. No, they were like, man, I hope.
This isn't for you.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, don't buy it.
And it's like this weird mentality. Why would you put those people in your business to sell games who don't want to sell games? They want to put out their message.
Dude, currently, the requirement
they want to stroke their own ego.
The requirements to be a community manager is you must hate video games. Of what I've seen, I haven't seen a community manager that does not hate gamers and video games in a long time. I don't know that is the one job that is like I don't know what they're looking for. I've not seen a decent community manager in a while. And it's weird because it's like, but you're the community manager. You're supposed to be sociable and want to interact with the... No, they do not hire that guy. Roll it on, man. Because it's a dead anyway. WB's dead.
Xbox delayed Fable reboot until 2026.
That was a big one, too. Is what supposed to come out this year?
Yeah.
And I think it's a blanket delay. Did they give us a date in 2026? Or there's just a...
No, they just said sometime in 2026. Well, it was originally sometime in 2025. Back in 2024, the head of Xbox said the game was playable.
That's the issue. Is that, you say it's 25, 26, but the thing is that they delayed a game that already didn't have a date. Like, they had till December 30, was it 28th or 31st?
31st,
December goes to the 31st?
Yeah.
They had to December 31st. Didn't feel comfortable with that date. And like you said, the game is supposed to be further along than that. Now, the new trailer is the new Fable is a Fable. It came mentioned but never seen. It's just a fantasy. You know, no, more people have seen Bigfoot than playable footage of Fable. But, well, no, that's the thing, too. They put out another trailer. Some of the character models look slightly better at different angles. But the combat looked really clunky. Like, most of the people I know, and you know us, we're right on Avowed. We're 100% right on Avowed, so hear me out here. Combat looked clunky.
Well,
It did not look
it's not
smooth.
even that, dude. The trailer looked like they didn't even finish the trailer. Like, the trailer was weird looking, dude. It didn't look like, you know how most trailers are polished and clean? This trailer looked like it was a pre-production of a trailer, not a trailer. Did you notice that?
The real trailer will be out in 2026.
I guess,
It's
dude.
delayed.
Because, yeah, I mean...
Well, no, it looked bad. I was shocked that the trailer looked bad. And I said, is this alpha? Not even beta. Is this alpha footage? This doesn't look...
Yeah.
Like, this one still shot looks good, but we don't know if it's real. Because it's a still shot. That could just literally be an art piece. But none of the trailer looked like that, really. Like, I was not impressed. But the main thing that caught me, because I don't care about that. Dude, I played a lot of games that weren't pretty, but they played well. I thought the combat looked very clunky. And I was like, ooh, that doesn't feel smooth. That feels a little And that's what you're going to be doing, man. You're going to spend more time playing the game than anything else.
Was that trailer a leak? Because this showing that the official trailer was still 8 months ago.
Go to YouTube. I know how to find the most
Well, no,
recent trailer.
I know how to find it. I'm just saying, if you look at these official releases of trailers, it's not in that.
I think this one came out with the pushback release. Like, whatever that announcement of the delay, there also started being some footage out. I don't know the full story
and
of
maybe that's why the trailer, because it wasn't an actual trailer.
Even if it was gameplay, it didn't look too good.
It was something that sort of was some leaked.
Yeah, there's a breakdown of the gameplay.
Yeah, pre-alpha gameplay. This was the
And that's on
51
IGN,
seconds.
so that's about as official as you can get.
But
See, like that shot, the Walker shot looks really good.
share here. But yeah, and that's my thing, dude. I mean,
I still don't think you get to make your own character. I'm still very worried that you...
well, no, I mean, from what they said last time, you choose between a guy and a girl.
And we still haven't seen that
And
guy.
we still haven't seen the
But that
guy.
combat there, to me, was not good. I did not think it was smooth. Like, I was not a fan. I thought that it looked a bit rough.
And it does say pre-alpha footage at the bottom, which is...
Okay, well, then there you go. That right. Then if it's pre-alpha... But I did not think like it was looking, because she fights that griffin or cockatrice, and you know it was all right. But for 2025, I've seen better.
But they know how to make a sausage, though.
Balverine. Do they really?
Oh,
And
goodness.
see, there, like a lot of people talked about how her face looks way different in that last shot he had. Like,
But this is
now
also
people
the
know
pre-alpha footage. This may be older footage than, I don't know.
oh, this might have been before they made her ugly. That is actually possible.
So,
But like, and I'm not saying the combat's awful. I'm just saying that, like, but if it's pre-alpha, then hey, it's pre-alpha. Pre-alpha combat's gonna look a little clunky. I don't want to play as that character though, so if they better have another option, because I ain't playing as that character. So sorry, call me what you wanna. You know, I liked getting immersed in my story, and I like being able to pick my character, and I want to be able to pick my character.
well, I mean, I will say none of the other Fables allowed you to create a character.
Yeah, no, but I got to pick my character. Well, I don't know.
I know.
Did you play a female in a previous Fable?
You were always a dude.
I don't mind them giving you a choice. I told you, I've never had an issue with them having, I guess I can't even say that word. I can't say both.
Well, I'm
having
saying-
multiple choices.
You were never able to create a character in Fable. No, I was hoping they would eventually get there.
I know, right?
Especially with the level of, if we got the age and all those cool things we were always promised from Fable that we
That
never
doesn't
got.
seem to be in this one either. That doesn't seem to be like, They haven't mentioned or implied there's a real passage of time like the previous ones often played with. Though by Fable 3, they went softer on that than they did before. Fable 1 and 2, you went from childhood to young adulthood. It's really Fable started sucking at 3, didn't it? It ain't even just now. Maybe I'm being too hard on them.
I enjoyed 3 still.
No, Fable 1 and 2 had that. I liked that. I liked the idea of playing your character through their life. I thought that was interesting.
I get you, but I still enjoyed 3.
I didn't think I'd enjoy it, but compared to 1 and 2, I don't think it's as good. I think it's been on it down. So, you know what? But hey, look, I'm trying to be nice. So maybe I'm being too hard on a new Fable. But best parts of Fable were already out of the series. And the things I want weren't in there. You didn't get to make your own character. I'm for you being able to pick your gender. I think that's a good thing. Or identity, whatever.
Your body shit type. Type A or type B.
Oh. I'm all for choice. But right now, I feel like they're cheating. Like, unless the guy's going to be really janky, like really funky looking too, I think that they're not giving certain people a very good option because I'm like, they could have did better.
I mean, you weren't the best looking guy in the world when in the... Oh, well, you were an ugly kid in the early ones. You grew up to be...
Yeah, what you grew up, you look like. Look at him. I was freaking awesome. I was like, I had magic tattoos on my face.
Yeah.
Had that nice tight goatee, man, with the dreadlocks. I had the package where I had the dread hair, man. I looked great.
Yeah, you had more options as an adult on...
I look like that dude, that cool black dude from Game of Thrones.
Except you never tanned.
Yeah, that was what I couldn't do. But I look kind of like, not a black dude, because yeah, you're right, I couldn't even be tan, but like I look like an awesome wizard, man. I looked good. Maybe Zeno's character was fugly, but I looked amazing. And I had that drip. You know what I'm saying? I looked awesome. And then I went and donated to the temple, got the wrinkles out my face, man, turned young again, hair turned. Yeah. Only problem is that because I was good at lying, I had to be blonde-haired and blue-eyed with no tan. So I was the whitest character I've ever played. I'm like, my God, I'm playing the Aryan Dream. I am like just good looking, pure blonde hair, blue eyes, glowing. I was just like.
Well, I mean, Albion is just basically another word for Europe. So.
By the way, Fable 3 did suck. I just remember. I accidentally forgot to click to move my money over. Went full evil at the end of the game. Been good the whole game. Misclicked before the final battle. I come back, my hair is bald, and I got horns. And hoof marks on the ground. I'm like, just because I didn't put money in the account?
That just sounds like incompetence. Not a bad game. So anyway, BioWare co-founder reflects on Mass Effect 3 ending controversy, life under EA, and worst advice received from Xbox. We grabbed this just because we wanted to see what the worst advice from Xbox was.
And it brought us something to touch even Flynn's heart, man. Yeah. Because Flynn loved this game, too.
And he said, while discussing his biggest regret, his time at BioWare, Zegic recalled receiving advice from another game giant, Microsoft, which ultimately swayed the company into launching Jade Empire for the original Xbox to a middling response. They wanted to hold off and fine-tune it and get the graphics up for...
He said it was the end of the life cycle for the Xbox. They wanted to update the game.
But yeah, if they would have pushed it for the beginning of the 360, man, And
he said he wanted to go improve it and jazz the game up, amp it. I'm like, you're telling us we could have got a way better Jade Empire? Oh, that's heartbreaking. We could have got a 360 Jade Empire with a bunch of upgrades to it. And it did, because that game's amazing. And everyone who's played it, I know, loves it. But a lot of people didn't, because it was like, people were already saving up and buying the 360.
Yeah,
no.
I love Jade Empire.
Imagine if we got a 360 version of it.
Yeah.
Whole next gen version. It might still be. We might be on Jade Empire.
We may have actually. Yeah, I was about to say we may have actually seen sequels, especially if it was one of the early 360 release games, launch games. Oh man, because this game comes up all the time when we talk about games we wish would have gotten a sequel. Jade Empire is one of those.
I mean, one of the reasons we're so into these cultivation games where the winds meet is because the great game that Jade Empire was died early because it came out and it was like one of the very last games to hit Xbox, and then everybody moved on to 360. And I can't remember what was a launch game, but like there was a big launch game for the 360 that probably just plain murdered that game.
Let's see, Xbox 360
Launch
games. They all look like crap.
Oh yeah, I thought one of the Halos came out pretty early.
Quake 4.
Quake 4. I thought there was really surprised. I really thought it might have been shortly after the launch, but I thought one of the Halos came out very shortly into that, like Halo 2 or 3 maybe. But I know that like it did not get the love that I was hoping for the game.
No, man, looking at these games,
it would have beat all those games.
It would have blown these games out of the water.
Oh, yeah, it would have definitely been up there. Well, Perfect Dark Zero. But, like, it would have been up there. It would have definitely sold really well as a launch game. And he says that. He says they basically killed the game series. You know, they killed it. And I agree. I think they did kill it. I did not know this about it, and I'm sad to hear it.
Here we go.
Gun was fun.
Gun was good. I remember playing that one.
Need for Speed.
Played the Tony Hawk.
But
Call of Duty 2 probably.
Call of Duty. Yeah, Call of Duty 2 probably was a big and
yeah.
It didn't Madden. But the Madden's always going to be one of the major sports games. Several major sports games were like right there at launch. So it was just interesting to go to find out that Jade Empire may have been killed by Microsoft giving terribly bad advice. But hey, it's not the only series that's been killed by bad advice, though hopefully that might finally be changing.
Guess what's back? It's Kathleen Kennedy rumors.
Though this one now, for once, is not a bunch of YouTubers. This is the journos going head-to-head. Media, headbutting over... Well, don't stop on that. Media headbutting over this. There's back and forth between Deadline and CNN and other journalists about Kathleen Kennedy's end of her tenure as the head of the Lucasfilms, I think it's called. And even interviews with her are pretty much confirmed. There's talk about her successor that she even mentions. It's pretty clear that while she's obviously not going to stop making movies, as she said, and people are trying to go see she's not gone, it's like saying you're not going to stop making movies is not the same as saying I'm still making Star Wars movies. I do believe that she's probably finally, her contract's running out, which is great news. And I hope she does keep making movies because, again, I still try to take the high road and go, just because somebody did something I don't like doesn't mean they shouldn't be allowed to make shows. They just shouldn't be making my shows. They don't want to make my shows, so then don't. Get out of Star Wars, get out of Indiana Jones, get out of Doctor Who, get out of these shows and go do something else. Heck, the other stuff they did was good. Like we said, Sex Education was a really good series. Heard a lot of great things about it. You know, make the shows. If you don't want to make shows for the audience for that franchise, then don't. It's a really easy answer. So I hope she goes on to make many, many movies, and I hope they do very well. I really do. I won't know, because once she's out of Star Wars, I will never read anything with her name in it again. If I see KK, I'm out before I see what the K stand for, because honestly, ain't nothing that start with two Ks ever been anything I liked anyway. So it ain't gonna get any better if you add on more letters. But I'm done with her. We'll be done. She'll get no more heat from me, and she'll stop ruining, a sci-fi franchise I like.
I don't know. I still don't believe it. It seems like every time we say this woman is gone and will get better, it never comes true. So,
but she's lost so much money. I mean, Disney's going to have to go on an Ubisoft sale. That's going to be a new thing. We're going to call it the Ubisoft sale. If they keep this up, man, all the Disney stuff, 90%, 80% off. Because, everything she's did is a failure. She has done nothing but fail since she started this up after the literal first 3 movies that were done. After that, well, hold on. Rogue One did pretty good. But it's just been bombing, man. It's just been, and honestly, a lot of people say the third movie didn't do too well. But after Rogue One, it has been a mass drop. Indoor did okay. I hear Indoor 2's doing even less well. All those series, terrible. This movie idea, the shows, even to my shock, the little kid one, the Skeleton Crew, which I thought as a little Star Wars
I thought
for
had
kids,
potential, yeah.
but nope. Apparently, it's like doing the worst. I'm just like, at this point, it doesn't even. I don't even know if it's her talent or if she's just cursed at Star Wars, because we honestly thought like, oh, well, it's for kids, and it looks like it's something kids would enjoy. Somehow dead, just completely dead. So nothing's gonna succeed as long as she's there. A lot of people are hoping it'll be Favreau. No, is it Filoni or Favreau? Favreau's a good one, right? Favreau is
sometimes.
He did the good parts of Mandalorian, right?
He did, but he's also done
Filoni's awful.
He's also done some horrible stuff as well. So,
that's unfortunate. But I know that like Filoni, I want to think that did the terrible
because
Space
he's
Witches.
also involved in most of the Marvel productions. So.
What the heck? Why? You know, could be the viewers and taste change. Well, if they didn't change in her favor. And you know what? That's your job. You know, because that's what Flynn said to maybe taste change. Yeah, well, that's your job, man. You know, it's your job is to figure it out.
Yeah, Jon Favreau.
And it shouldn't take you 3, 4, 5, 6 series in a row failing to do it. Yeah, Favreau. Yeah, Favreau is decent. But you said he messed up some Marvel stuff. What Marvel stuff did he do?
Well, I mean, he is.
I know why he did the Lion King. That was a cash payout, like, because he made them agree to let him do something else. And if he did that, I don't remember the whole story. I knew it back in the day. That was pretty good. I don't see his name on any of the really bad Marvel stuff yet. Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's been tied up in a few things, and I know there's been some things he's critiques done. Yeah.
Well, either way, I prefer him to Filoni by far, and I prefer both of them to Kennedy. Well, I don't know though. The Space Witches, man, they were so bad. How much of that was her? How much of that Filoni? The Space Witches were so awful. Oh my goodness. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
He was also a producer on Skeleton Crew. He was a producer.
Did he do? Oh, he did Ashoka. That's not good. He was a producer, but still. Oh God, the Book of Boba Fett. Okay, yeah, you're right. He's made some bombs. The Book of Boba Fett was a tragedy. Yeah, a tragedy.
Doesn't look like he's been involved in Marvel since the Endgame, though.
Thank goodness, but still, though, dude, the Book of Boba Fett. I don't know how you messed that up. Everybody knew what we wanted, man. That was just follow the dotted line. You know what I'm saying? Like we wanted him to be a crime boss. You could just steal Sopranos plot lines, still making bad something, man.
He's currently involved in the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu.
I don't have a lot of hope for it. Skeleton Crew and Book of thanks, man. You've given me no hope. Now I'm like, ooh. Like, what's the last thing he did that was good?
Endgame?
I mean, Mandalorian came out after Endgame, didn't it? Season 1.
Yeah, you're right.
Season 2 to a degree. Season 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian, but it looks like it went off, it really dived after that. All right, well, there you go. And that's why I was depressed, everybody. That's why I was in a bad mood. And now he made it worse because now I'm looking at Favreau and going like, so we got nobody. She wouldn't let it be Favreau anyway. She hates him. But now it's like, if he did get it, does he still have it? Does he still have that, does he still got the skills? And I don't know. You ruin everything.
Yeah, I try. All righty. I think it's going to be it, man. We're going to wrap it up here.
Yeah, I mean,
be sure to go
it's already wrapped up.
Be sure to go to Dicejunkies.com where you find links everywhere we're online, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on our YouTube channel. And as every week,